There was a delegation in the West Bank made up of approximately 27 countries going to Jenin, the West Bank, to see the actual situation, what Israel is actually doing inside of Jenin. Israel has displaced 50,000 people in Jenin, total destruction, killing people left, right, and center. Over 1,000 were killed in the West Bank. The Palestinian Authority called on a few countries' representatives, diplomats, ambassadors, a large delegation to go and see what's happening in the West Bank. They were from Egypt, Jordan, Morocco, the EU, Portugal, China, Austria, Brazil, Bulgaria, Turkey, Spain, Lithuania, Poland, Russia, Japan, Romania, Mexico, Sri Lanka, Canada, India, Chile, France, and the United Kingdom. Also representatives from other countries too. What does the Israeli army do to this diplomatic delegation, despite the fact that the visit is coordinated with them fully? They start shooting at them. They started to shoot them, as we can see in this video here.
ميسون ارجع يا ميسون
مش على الهوا يا زلمه
So a country shooting at diplomats from so many countries across the world just because they went to visit to the West Bank. And what did they say afterwards, the Israeli forces? Oh, it was an accident. It was just accidental, guys. IDF forces accidentally fire at diplomats in Jenin. They said that the delegation deviated from its approved route. As if, we didn't see them, we didn't know who they were, people with suits, a delegation, we already told you. Liars, of course, they were in the same exact route, and you can see the barrier there. But no, according to the IDF, oh no, we regret the incident, we will speak the diplomats about the findings. And, it was just accidental, bear with us. I mean, if someone got a bullet, and sorry, we're your little genocidal state. Anyway, forgive us. Now, some countries did not like that. As a matter of fact, ambassadors were summoned in Britain, in other European countries, summoning the Israeli ambassadors, telling them, guys, we love you. We don't mind apartheid. I mean, apartheid. How do I dare say apartheid? I was roasted by a few people from South Africa in the past couple of days saying, Mahmoud, this is apartheid South Africa. Don't compare it, please. It's not even 1% of what these people are doing. So apologies in advance to all of my South African listeners. Racism, supremacy, no problem, but just don't make it that obvious. Don't make it that obvious, ladies and gentlemen. And just try and keep it on the low. But that's the thing, though. If you create a monster, you end up not being able to control that monster eventually. However, there are undeniable tensions. There are undeniable tensions between Israel and the United States. There are undeniable tensions between Israel and European countries. There are undeniable tensions between Israel and the country that established Israel, the UK, the country that came up with the Balfour Declaration. So it's real. It's not as if, no, nothing is happening. No, something is happening, not to the level, of course, required, but something is happening. Now, how are things on the ground for Israel. Netanyahu came up with all of these statements about Gaza, and we want to occupy Gaza. He is saying we're willing to reach an end of the war, but on the right conditions, which he's making, of course, impossible. But how is he doing in Gaza? How is Benjamin Netanyahu doing in Gaza? How are his forces doing inside of the Gaza Strip? Well, not very well. They're not really doing well at all, as a matter of fact, and they are confirming that they're losing more and more forces inside of the Gaza Strip. The last one was an attack where the Palestinian resistance detonated a whole building in an Israeli terror force inside of the Gaza Strip, and they took many of them down. Now, Israel said only one guy was killed. Only one guy was killed after this attack in Gaza. And they're, of course, coming with these heroic stories about the people who fight. Danilo insisted on enlisting and fell in Khan Yunis. He said it was scary, but we must fight, Now he's no longer with us, to speak about all of this and to clarify or verify these statements about how keen he was or how forced he was to go to Gaza, because not many people are willing to go and die for a genocidal entity now, and Benjamin Netanyahu. And not only that, also the Palestinian resistance, guess what? They're launching missiles. They're launching missiles to Ashdod and Asqalan, or Ashdod and Ashkelon, relatively quite a distance from the Gaza Strip, but the Palestinian resistance is still capable to conduct attacks against the genocide state. Al-Quds Brigade, the military wing of the PIJ, claimed responsibility on Tuesday evening for the rocket attacks in the cities of Ashkelon and Ashdod, as well as settlements surrounding Gaza. So we're talking about several missiles. And they're saying this is as a response to the ongoing Israeli massacres against the Palestinian people inside of the Gaza Strip. Israel, from its side, it said that we intercepted 2 missiles that fell in an open area. No verification for that, but you can see what's happening. The Palestinian resistance is still there. Netanyahu, he's not even close to accomplishing the mission of defeating the Palestinian resistance. And they're torturing the population instead. They're torturing the population with a starvation campaign, torturing them with all of these attacks. Over 600 people in the past 4 days in Gaza. This is an enormous number. And these people are suffering because of the lack of proper action from the world.